And here we have the lineup for semi-final number 2, the last race of this day's program of the men's 8.
And here our view of lane 1, the crew from New Zealand. Definitely a developing boat for that nation. A hope of qualifying for the Olympics here.
Yeah, they did well last year in the final, but didn't make a medal though. But yeah, there's Poland in lane 2, always very quick starters. Let's see how they perform here. They were in the Beijing Olympic final, finished 5th there, and more or less the same crew. Netherlands in lane 3.
They were 2nd at the Lucerne World Cup. Known for being fast in the back half of the race.
And here we have the crew that likes to lead from the start. Germany, the reigning world champions, the 2-time world champion crew. Slightly reshuffled, just 2 new guys on. Andreas Kufner and Erik Johannessen on the 2 and 3 seats.
And the team from the United States in lane number 5. A lot of experience in that boat as well.
And here's Ukraine in lane 6. Rounding up that field here, Ukraine 8th place, so in the B final at the Lucerne stage of the World Cup. But they are very strong athletes indeed. This is Christoph Wilke, the German strokeman. Florian Menningen with his new moustache in the 7th seat. And as I said, they are fast starters. They like to take that race from the front. But you have to manage to do that. You always have to find your pace. And here they are off the blocks.
Definitely the Germans aware of some speed coming up from other boats like the Canadians and Great Britain at this regatta. They're going to go right after that lead, racing in their green boat. It's green because their sponsor is a water pump factory, right?
Yep.
And that
heating
is the
systems, water pumps, whatever. Yeah. Here's the Dutch crew, stroked by legendary Diederik Simon, Olympic champion in the 8 in 1996. And he's been in that boat for the last 2 years, in fact also for the Beijing Olympic Games.
Practically a senior citizen at 41, age 41 and stroking the 8, but he's still got what it takes. He's just been doing an outstanding job, and that's why he's still in that seat.
And not in any seat, he's in the stroke position, as you said. Hope I don't see him in Poznan at the FISA World Masters in 2 weeks' time. Oh, no, next week, actually.
I think you'll be in trouble if you do.
Absolutely. So let's look at the leading crew, and that's a green boat, and that's Germany. Once more, half a length up, the Lucerne World Cup winners, unbeaten for the last 26 races. So right after Beijing, where they had a devastating performance, the German 8 were last and 8th overall. They went on to reshuffle their crew and then won every 2,000 meter race ever since.
And then 3 bows across with Poland, the Netherlands, and the United States, separated by the tiniest of margins. But now we're going to get into it as the crews all go to base pace in the body of the race. And these days, base pace doesn't really mean that you come down very much with the ratings.
Not like in our times, where you could settle for a 36. Now it's all about 39 strokes a minute. Just try to do that consistent. Oh, it's
or
even for 40. Yeah, or a 40. Well, what the heck? It's a 750 gone. Germany leading by, half a length or even more. And they are building on that lead. What do you think, guys?
Well, I just double-checked it. I think they've lengthened to about a 38, but it's a pretty good-looking 38 because it's very smooth and it doesn't look that high. That's always a good sign if the rating looks low.
Well, the stroke rate that you see on the monitor on the TV screen is taken by the GPS devices fixed to every boat. That also takes the boat speed, the stroke rate, and the position to the into the race. You can follow that as well on worldrowing.com. The live race tracker. Here's the Germans once more trying to build on their lead, but it's a good performance so far from the Dutch. They're not hanging too far behind. Halfway mark, Germany leading the Netherlands, and then just behind them sit the Poles and then also the United States there. Good race so far, but now it's I think Martin Sauer, the German coxswain, looking to the left, announced another push. That's usually their tactics, to do something at 1100 and then try to build on a lead, whatever slightly they might have. Here is half a length for the Germans on the Dutch crew.
That being said, I talked to Peter Weerson, coxswain for the Dutch, and he said they have been working on improving their speed in the first half of the race. race, and obviously the tactics they've been using are working, because this is quite an excellent first 1,000 for them. If they've got the back 1,000 that we're used to seeing, that spells danger for the United States and the Poles and everybody else. But the boats that are trying to get into a medal, trying to get into the final and contend for a medal. Still half a length though here. The Germans over the Dutch. It appears Poland may be slightly ahead of the United States in the third and final qualifying position.
Yep. Also, yeah, I think you're right. And then the other crews, Ukraine and New Zealand, slipped behind a little bit. 500 meters to go, 60 strokes to the line. Germany comfortably in the lead, ahead of the Netherlands, who now get under pressure from the Polish 8. That leaves much to cover also for the United States 8.
The U.S. 8 very capable of having a speedy sprint, but you want to make sure that you don't let the other boats get too far ahead. And the Poles, I'm sure, are well aware of that, and they've got a keen eye looking over. But meanwhile, Germany maintaining. It's about a half a length over the Dutch. The Dutch feeling good about that second place position, and maybe with the sprint, well, like the Great Britain team in the last boat, they were able to overtake the Canadians, but the Germans are sitting in the cat seat right now with a perfect view of the rest of the field.
As you said, here come the United States at the bottom of your picture, where we see the smooth style of the Germans. They have so much power, but still they display it very smoothly indeed, as do the Dutch, as we always see them rowing very smoothly indeed, and they maintain their second place just ahead of Poland. So battles on now between Poland and the United States for this vital third place. The Polish now on 41, United States also 41, closing in fast, but it's the Polish that have the greatest boat speed now as we come to the line. 10 strokes for the Germans in the lead, with about half a length on the Dutch, still holding on to second place for the Netherlands, and the Polish qualifying for the A final in a third place here in this semi-final number 2 of the men's 8, ahead of the United States, who simply lacked the power to challenge the other three. In the end, Ukraine 5th and New Zealand 6th place. All last mentioned 3 crews going to the B final.
With the time approximately 2 seconds faster, 5:29 for the Germans. That will be the fastest time heading into the final. An outstanding race by the Dutch. Change to the race plan, and it definitely, well, it paid off. They will be in the final, and they were able to hold off an excellent sprint from the Poles.
Yeah, Diederik Simon once more did it, but he has good guys on board. Schön Hamburger, for instance, the former. Look at the Polish celebrating. Yeah, definitely. They secured their Olympic berth once more after being in the Beijing Olympic final. So that's good for them, and they do not have to go through the Olympic qualification regatta, as do the Dutch crew doesn't have to do that. They had to do that in 2008. Both Dutch 8s, the women's and the men's, and both are through this year.
Well, another outstanding performance by the Germans, controlling the race all the way down the field. We're going to have quite a showdown in the final. The margins are close enough that, you know, you pull out the perfect race in that final, and it could be a number of solid contenders, not only for the medals, but, well...
Absolutely, yeah. Well, let's see who can challenge the Germans, because they once more stamp their authority on the men's 8s event. So far unbeaten and not really challenged, even though it's just over a second here between first and second. But it was a controlled row, I think. But let's see what the coaches say. But congratulations to Germany, the Netherlands, and Poland for